And just like that, it's over. I sit here contemplating 3 incredible weeks in Australia. We've seen so much, done so much, and learnt so much. From the incredible 2 weeks in Perth spending time with family, running the trails, visiting towns and beaches and getting stuck into a park run, to flying across the continent to spend time with more friends, swim and run some more, including 2 fantastic park runs and a breathtakingly scenic long run, to spending New Year's Eve at the most fantastic of spots overlooking almost the entirety of Sydney Harbour. And as we watched the fireworks light up the night sky, it got me thinking about New Year's resolutions, how we resolve to eat better foods, drink less, exercise more, in essence, change our lives for the better. We even did North Sydney Park Run on New Year's Day, which hurt a lot by the way, a 3-lap course in a reasonably flat park. I say reasonably flat because there were bits that hurt more. It was still an enjoyable and rewarding run. But it wasn't anything to do with New Year's resolutions.
In fact, I'm here to argue that it might be the exact opposite way of thinking that you need to employ if you want to make real positive life changes stick, because New Year's resolutions are both kind of singular in their thinking and short-termed. People think, oh, I'll get up until February. So I'm going to make an argument for how with just a few mental tweaks, a few changes in the way you're approaching these resolutions, that you're going to be able to make them stick and you're going to improve your life hugely. And I'm going to do it whilst I'm walking between Coogee and Bondi on a day like this, which is tremendous. Taking you with me. How do you feel about going home, Mary?
No.
No. Mac?
Yeah, Benji.
What's this place called again?
Clovelly.
Clovelly?
Yeah.
It's great. The first thing you need to do is you need to remove timescales, or at least you need to change timescales, because traditionally New Year's resolutions are about a month or so, but that's not going to work for you, and I'll tell you why. Twofold really. First one is, willpower can hold out for like a month, no problem. If you saw my vlog about sugar, you'll know that I held on for a month, no problem. Well, so you have to set your sights bigger than just 1 month. But there's another even more important reason that's linked to that. And one of the main reasons that these resolutions don't work is because habits take longer to form than just 30 days. They take longer to form than 30 days. Habits take 60 to 90 days to form. So you've got to make sure that you give them long enough to work. So when you start, don't set your time scales to a month. I'll see if I can do dry January. Alright? Go longer. Go a lot longer with your time scales. Or, even better, don't have a time scale at all.
My second tip is don't be afraid to fail. As long as you keep trying, even not putting a time frame on it doesn't necessarily mean instant success. In fact, there's still a chance we won't carry these through. But if we fail, like me trying to floss my teeth more often, or meditate each evening, or what about the time I tried to do pull-ups every single day? How did that go? I'll give you the answer, not very good. But we get back on the horse and try something else that may help us be a better person. They don't all work, but don't wait for January to try again. Make it a constant process. Eventually, some of these ideas and goals will stick, and adding them together will cause a tipping point that will mean it's easier and easier in the future to make the new ones stick.
probably worth noting now that being in a quite empty airport is not great for our mental health at 4 in the morning with another 15 hours to go ahead of us. Would you say that's a fair assessment?
Yeah.
And the third point I'm going to give you from a toilet cubicle on a flight 20 odd hours into trying to get home from Australia is that you need to be ambitious and aspirational with your goals. There's no other way around it. What I often find is if you give yourself a huge goal that you don't know if you're going to be able to complete or not, but it could take years, then what you'll often find is all of the other goals and decisions you make in that time frame will be guided by that bigger goal that sits over the top. I'll give you an example from my life. In 2011 I started up triathlon thinking, oh, maybe in a few years time I'd like to represent GB, but I didn't have a strict timescale. I just knew it was going to take a long while if I was going to do it properly. And I feel like that big decision that I want to do that, represent GB, informed all of my other smaller decisions, all my other goals in the meantime. So at one point at Christmas I gave up drinking and I thought I'll try it for a year because I knew that would benefit my triathlon, I knew that would benefit my life, and I got to the end of the year and I didn't start again and I haven't drunk since. And all of the little decisions I made in that time frame were positive, but they were led by that overarching decision, and I think that's why that's an important thing to do, is have these big aspirational goals. Oh my god. Alright, so it is actually the next day now. It's Sunday and I've had a haircut in town. I don't know what time it is, I don't know what day it is. I mean, I do know it's Sunday, but I don't feel like I know what day it is. That was just a traumatic journey home of over 30 hours. But I'm here now and I'm recovering from the jet lag, but I'd like to just pick up on a few points if you will indulge me. And the first is, why has it got to be called a New Year's resolution in the first place? A friend of mine, Tom, who has a great channel called The Enthusiasm Project, I'll link it up here, actually said in one of his posts yesterday, why does it have to be called a New Year's resolution? Why can't it be called New Year's goals? And to me, I agree, like, a resolution seems like a strong thing to do, but I think also with that strength, you have to kind of steel yourself for it and prepare yourself for it. And why should it be like that? That already puts me in a difficult mindset, maybe a mindset I don't want to be in. Why can't it be called a goal where it is aspirational and it is ambitious and it doesn't necessarily have to be for just a month or so? It can be much longer term. But thank you, Tom, that is a great point. And on to my 3 points, and if I just sum them up nice and succinctly, because I'm not sure if I actually did, I really at this point don't know what I'm saying to the camera. It's all just, this isn't working up here. But the points of this, the first one is to remove timescales, or at least make them much longer term, because if you have strong enough willpower you can get away with anything for a short amount of time. And then there's a fear of failure. You know, most people give up on their New Year's resolutions and don't make another one and then wait until January. Why? Keep going, keep doing it. It is a constant, life is this constant process of improvement, right? So don't worry about making a New Year's goal just once a year. Do them all of the time. And the final one is, have huge, ambitious, aspirational goals. Dream big, okay? If your dreams don't scare you, then they are not big enough. So have huge goals and you'll find that all of the smaller decisions and goals that you set for yourself will be informed by the huge one. I could have just done that, couldn't I? I could have just done a less than a minute video, but we had fun, didn't we? Anyway, I will see you on Tuesday, where I've made a tutorial about how I fuel for my long runs, in case you're interested in how to fuel for your long runs if you're training for half marathons or marathons. Oh, and one more thing. We have been reunited with our love. Check it out. Winnie? Hey. There she is. We've been reunited. All is right in the world again. Right, see you Tuesday.